Fall's just begun, but the beans my 3-year-old planted in August are doing great. We're harvesting a ton of beans every single day. But right now we need to start looking at our third round of crops, which are going to be our late fall crops. And one of my favorites just happens to be beets. Up until a couple days ago, I've never even tried beets, but I popped 4 seeds inside here and I harvested 2 of them. We ate them and they were absolutely delicious. So now I am a beet fanatic. Here's what's left of my 2 beets. Got one that's ready to go. The other one can go a little bit longer. Planted straight into the dirt. No fertilizer. Ridiculously cheap and easy to grow. If you got a small patch of dirt, you can grow beets. I have 90 beets planted in this small section. You could plant them in your raised garden beds, but I'm really a fan of just using the dirt that we got. Beets are a great filler crop to cover up bare soil too. So I even threw some behind the reapers and the crimson giant radishes over here just to cover the dirt. And they do pretty well in the shade. When you go and buy your beet seeds, you're going to notice they're really cheap. And there's also hundreds and hundreds of seeds in the seed packet. So you have more than you know what to do with. So I still have a bunch left. And I got some room next to these tomatoes. So I'm going to plant some beets over by these tomatoes. It's a little messy over here, but that's the way we prefer it with our permaculture setting. So I'm just going to take the rake, clear some of this area out, pull some of these weeds out, and get a halfway decent surface to work with. Alright, I'm liking it. Smoothed her out a little bit, ready to start planting. Now the only thing I really care about in the back of the seed packet is the planting depth. They're telling us to go a ½ inch. The row spacing does not matter. That is so you can walk between your rows once you plant crops. And since I don't plant crops in rows, it does not matter. It also says 2 to 4 inches for seed spacing, but we're not going to break out the measuring tape to figure that out. We're just going to eye it up. I am going to go with 4 inches because it seems fair. So I'm just going to take this little shovel right here. I'm going to make my first row all the way across. Go approximately 4 inches over. Make another row. Same thing all the way down. That's that. I just scored it a little bit. I didn't go a ½ inch yet. I used the side of the shovel to make these lines. Now I'm just going to tilt it just a little bit. And I'm going to go down about a ½ inch. Looking pretty good. What I like about this too is when you angle that shovel, you're pushing this dirt up to the side. So once you pop these seeds in, it's just a matter of taking your hand and going like that to cover them up. Here's what the radish seeds look like. Pretty manageable size. They're not tiny, so they'll be easy to work with. Now this is the part that takes a little bit. Dropping 1 seed every 4 inches down these rows. So I like to start at the top and just work my way down. Try to keep an eye out where you're putting that last seed. They are hard to see. And just make your way down. It never hurts to throw a few extra seeds in there for good luck too, in case some of these don't germinate. So there are some spots here where I'm using 2-inch spacing and just popping extra seeds in, because I'm going to have a lot of extra seeds left over. So that's that. All the seeds are in the ground. I counted them. I have over 70 beets planted in an area that's like 2 foot by 2 foot. Now we're going to come in here and just very gently just push the dirt over on top of the seeds, trying not to move the seeds over. And then give it a little pat. Squeezing it in like this works pretty good too. That light patting we're doing is not going to stop these seeds from germinating and sprouting up through the soil. What we're doing here is we want to make sure these seeds don't wash away when we hit it with water. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this whole area a decent misting. Soak this soil, make sure that water gets down ½ inch to those seeds. All watered in, nice and moist. This next step is not necessary, it's just something I do. I like to take a piece of cardboard, or you could take a piece of plywood, anything like that, and I like to cover this up. This is going to retain that moisture, so I don't have to come out here every single day to keep this soil moist. And after 3 or 4 days, like I did with this area right here, I just take the cardboard off, so when they do start popping up, they can get that sunlight. If you haven't tried growing beets yet, get out there and give it a shot. They're really easy to grow. And almost everyone has a little bit of tiny space left in their gardens that they don't know what to do with. Perfect for beets. I hope you guys are out there getting your September crops in. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll see you on the next one. As always, thanks for watching.